What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be doing something a tiny bit different. I originally posted on Twitter saying I was going to do a full mock draft. A bunch of guys gave me responses from a bunch of different teams, what positions they want to go after. But I was thinking, this is my only opportunity. It might be my only opportunity. Let's be honest, Philadelphia is probably going to lose on Monday to Seattle, and wouldn't really make much difference to their draft order right now. But because it's just right after the Thanksgiving games, Philadelphia currently holds a top 10 pick. So I felt, what better time than now just to squeeze in a full 7-round Philadelphia Eagles mock draft, try to give us Philadelphia Eagle fans some optimism, some sense of optimism to enter into the offseason being like, well, if we do suck and we have a high pick, and we trust C4's opinion on some players and who things could potentially go, all within the workings of the Draft Network's mock draft machine, maybe it could be a little bit positive. We can watch this video and feel good about the impending, probably, slaughter that's going to happen on Monday against Seattle. But in the event that Philadelphia somehow, I can't even think about it because it'd be beyond me, but I guess Seattle does have an historically bad defense. If Philadelphia can somehow find a way to win on Monday, then I'm going to have to say goodbye to this top 10 draft pick. So I feel like now's the time to do it. So without further ado, with no real practice, 7-round mock draft, Philadelphia. Let's friggin' go. Okay. Well, it's looking pretty weird. Justin Fields. Okay. So we are now sitting here at pick 8. Pick 8, top 10 pick. Where does Philadelphia go? Looking at the available options here. Well, let's see. On the defensive side, we can go corner. We need help at corner. We have Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. Not gonna lie, haven't seen a whole lot of tape. Haven't seen enough to comfortably have him where I should. He's definitely probably of all the legit first-round bubble top 15 players that I've seen the least of. Philadelphia definitely needs a corner. We definitely need an outside corner that we can pair next to Darius Slay. But I feel like there's value in the second round this year. Second and third round, there's going to be value in the secondary. I don't want to burn it. Linebacker, I would have loved Micah Parsons. He's probably my dream pick right now at 8. Then again, we all know Philadelphia does not value the linebacker position. So even if he's still there at pick 8, which I'd be shocked if he does slip past the New York Giants, if he's still there at pick 8, I could see Philadelphia not having any interest whatsoever. But then again, he's a tweener between like a linebacker that can go sideline to sideline, drop back in coverage, as well as like an edge rusher a little bit. So maybe Philly could make an exception there. Owosu Koroma from Notre Dame is still here, but that is just, look, pros. He's like Davion Taylor with high-level instincts. Well, we have Davion Taylor. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not interested, but not at 8. There's a reason why he's way down there. We could go edge rusher, get a little bit younger there, but I think Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, for the time being, we're fine. There are some options here. Kwity Paye's not really a great scheme fit, but he's an A-tier athlete. I wouldn't hate it. That does seem like a Philadelphia Eagle pick here at 8, just to bring an edge rusher, because they traditionally, heaven forbid we break the mold. We're just always going to go traditional here. But I'm not going to make that move. We could go D-tackle for sure. We could go... Honestly, if I'd have a shocking tip, if Philadelphia found a way to get Kyle Pitts, like if we move on from Zach Ertz and we have Goddard and they really still want to commit to 2 tight ends, I would not hate Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is more of a wide receiver. At wide receiver, Jamar Chase went at pick 3 to the Bengals. So we're sitting here, Jalen Waddle, very interesting, come out of injury. Devontae Smith, very interesting. Man, who does Philly go here? Now that I think about it, there's a lot of questions here to being asked. I am not in love with any player. At pick 8, linebacker, safety, corner, wide receiver. If Phillies get a top 10 pick, if I want them to get a wide receiver, it'd be Jamar Chase. If I want them to get a linebacker, it'd be Micah Parsons. If I wanted them to get a corner, it'd be Surtain. Honestly, if the board was looking like this, I'd probably trade back. But, at this spot, sake of the video, get Jalen Waddle. We'll start things off with a blue chip wide receiver. Blue chip wide receiver. Not going to say that he can't miss, but it's a blue chip wide receiver at that point in time. I think the only other legit option there would have been Kwity Paye D-end. And edge is a position Philly could be interested in. Farley, also, like I said, I'm just going to plead ignorance that I've seen a lot more Jalen Waddle than I have Caleb Farley at this point. So let's just keep on here. We're going into the second round. We're Philly's picking at 40. Don't hate it. Looking at it right now, Sean Wade going at 33 is annoying. All right, best available. So this is a scenario where I'll make it very clear that the board's looking like this. If, and that's a regretful if that I don't really want to put into the atmosphere, into the world right now, but if Jason Kelce retires and Creed Humphrey's here at pick 32, that's absolutely the pick you make. Absolutely 100% the pick you make, Creed Humphrey at pick 32 if Jason Kelce retires. Creed Humphrey, first round pick. But looking at the board that's available here, wide receiver, Philadelphia absolutely could double dip. Rondale Moore still being available, pick 49 is great value. Monroe St. Brown, Kadarius Toney. I love all those guys. Even Tylan Wallace down here, 115. Even though I don't think he's going to be there any chance in hell, but that's just more like the draft network. Sometimes there's guys that go second, third round that are in mock draft machines, 6th, 7th, 8th, 8th round UDFA picks, the 8th round. Very important round. But Philadelphia's sitting here. What do we got at corner? Tyson Campbell, Adebo, Mukwamu. I love Mukwamu. 76, would he still be there? But I can't ignore it. I saw it. Still here. Dylan Moses, linebacker, Alabama. That's our pick. I think Philadelphia, there's if we get to the second, third round, there's really 3 linebackers that I'm very, very interested in for Philadelphia. Dylan Moses, Chaz Surratt, and Jabril Cox of LSU. All of them were on the board there still. I'll be pretty frustrated if one of them, like if one of those guys is still there in the third round, because then I could have absolutely, okay, they're all gone. Surratt just went at pick 60 to the Buffalo Bills, because if they're still there, fucking Mukwamu just went. Kadarius Toney just went. My draft board is getting depleted by the second. Javon Holland's gone. This is like where if I was actually working on the Eagles, I'd be just very raging right now. Very upset with everything that's going on. So we need an outside corner, and we have a bunch of slot corners. Maybe Greedy Williams' brother could play on the outside for sure in the NFL, but Jack Jones is very much a slot, 5'9". Kerry Vincent Jr. at LSU is very much a slot, 5'10", 189. So Philadelphia is absolutely probably going to be interested in either one of those guys. But I do have a late round corner that I am interested in. So looking back here for Philly, wide receiver, we now have Jalen Waddle. You're going to hope Jalen Reagor takes the next step. We have Travis Fulgham, so we're good there. Quarterback, everything with Carciano, it is what it is. We're not going to meme it. Tight end. Again, it's what's going on with Zach Ertz. If Zach Ertz is gone, someone like Breven Jordan make a whole lot of sense. Pretty much almost a like for like in terms of styles. Breven Jordan's going to be a chain mover, more of a wide receiver than he is a complete tight end at this point. So hypotheticals need to be thrown in. Like I said, second round, I probably would have went if Kelce retired, Creed Humphrey. Third round, if Zach Ertz is no longer on the team and Breven Jordan's still on the board, that's probably where I'd want to go. But secondary, edge rusher is probably where we're at. Looking at the available players, a lot of those guys are more so, if it's me personally, and these are the players that are available, pick 72, I'm getting Jalen Twyman. I'm a huge fan. He reminds me of mini Aaron Donald. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, the deep tackle spot is very much in limbo. And I had to go best player available because Philadelphia doesn't have a 4th round pick. We have 2 fifths. We got 1 fifth from our own and 1 from Dallas last year and as part of the Bidash trade. But knowing that we don't have a 4th round pick, you have to go best player available on the defensive line. When you look at edge rusher, at least we have, hopefully Gennard Avery, because that's why we don't have a 4th round pick, can make a splash, make a big year. We have Josh Sweat's looking breakout. We're still going to have Brandon Graham on the roster. Derek Burnett's probably going free agency. So edge rusher is less a priority than D tackle. So you look at D tackle, Fletcher Cox, if you're talking in the discussion in the bubble of there could be a surprise Eagles salary cap cut, could be Fletch. I would hate it so much, but if there's an out, you free up a lot of space there, right? Malik Jackson absolutely has been underwhelming. Javon Hargrave so far has been very much underwhelming. I'm not saying you get rid of those guys, bing, bang, boom, but if I'm looking at D tackle, that is where cap can be freed up, and I have Twyman as a top 50 player, so therefore we would grab him there. But now we have 2 5th round picks here, relatively pretty close to one another. We have wide receiver, linebacker, edge still there. So we're sitting with Waddle, Moses, and Twyman. How else can we fix this team? About time we go secondary. Let's see who's still available here. All right. Yeah, we have to go secondary for sure. Best of a bunch at corner. Now, at corner here, I still am not seeing what I'm looking for. I like Chase Lucas out of Arizona State. He can play on the outside. He can play on the perimeter. But he's more also a guy that brings some flexibility inside, outside. Looking at safeties. We have some pretty solid safeties, actually. Obi Melifonwu's brother, Reed Blankenship from Middle Tennessee. I actually really do like Reed Blankenship. I think there are some injury concerns, but honestly, I actually like that pick. Reed Blankenship could come in, play strong safety, play free safety, gives you some flexibility. How do we feel about the safeties going forward? I like Will Parks, Jalen Mills. Like obviously, Kevon Wallace needs to kind of take a bigger step here. I'm thinking, looking at this board, we still got. This is where everything's kind of going. Need to make a smart pick. If this is the draft board for Philly, I think I would probably at this spot highly consider Tutu Atwell. Gadget player, 5'9", 165, just like very, very difficult to stop. We don't really have that gadget. But then again, it's like one of those things, it makes sense for Philly to go get a guy like that, but also, as they open the playbook up, that's kind of how Jalen Reagor should be used. So 5th round, got to make the most of it. Going into the secondary. Okay. We will start by getting Reed Blankenship. We'll grab a safety here. He can play either spot. He's good. No real glaring weakness. And then looking at corner. Out of all these names, I like Chase Lucas. I like TJ Carter. I like small school Robert Rochelle. You could probably get Rochelle double dip at corner a little bit later. He's long. He can go on the outside. I think we'll probably grab Chase Lucas. It's what Philly does, right? I can't go through a whole draft without getting a Pac-12 player. So Chase Lucas, out of all of them, I'd watch more than enough of Arizona State. I think I watched more Arizona State than probably any other team not named Philadelphia and Florida this year. I don't know why. I'm not a homer to Arizona State. It's just what happens where I live in Canada. If I don't want to stream it, it's just what's always on TV. And he looks pretty damn good. So we'll put him on. He's an outside corner. Not A-tier athlete, but not a liability. And we just need someone with some size. Someone that's not going to get picked on so we don't just have slot wide receivers outside of Darius Slay. So now we're going into the 6th round, where I think absolutely Philadelphia could double dip at a bunch of spots. I don't know why tackles here, honestly. Between Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and Andre Dillard, we don't need a tackle. Tight end, it's hypotheticals, because as it stands, we very well might still have Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz on the team. We would not need tight end. Interior line, what do we got here left? Not much. Again, the time would have been to get Creed Humphrey in the 2nd round if Kelsey retired. And I think we're okay at guard. So now it's like edge rusher, and hey, we could go running back. These are the running backs that are here. Verdell's more of a guy. Philadelphia actually needs power. And if Master Teague is still there at 165, I don't see how he would declare if he was getting projected this rate. If he got that grade from the draft committee, he would definitely stay another year. But if this is the board, sure, Philadelphia absolutely could bring in a power back. Miles Sanders not a power back. Boston Scott not a power back. A committee approach, so as much as everyone wants Miles Sanders to become legitimate 3-down back, it's just not going to happen as long as Doug Peterson's here. So that being said, if you want to keep that balance, that dynamic, we saw the importance of a power back with LeGarrette Blount when we had that committee year. We saw the importance of a power back, hell, even with Jordan Howard last year. So let's bring in, some of the biggest arms I've ever seen in college football on a running back on Master Teague, and really complete that running back room. A lot of upside there. So we have 2 6th-round picks now. Let's just go big board. Best available. Kane Doe, edge rusher, Florida State. Big, long, 6'7". This is kind of a project player. I think I'd probably grab that, honestly. TJ Vasher, would not hate having that. Jump ball ability, 6'6", 210. We have Rochelle here from Central Arkansas. What do we have at edge? Just in case there's a massive drop-off. At edge rusher, if this was the board, guys that are remaining, that are declared. Teron Jackson, Coastal Carolina. Chris Rumpf from Duke. A little bit smaller. That's the only thing. I don't know he'd be like an outside linebacker. I think Chris Rump, because he is, sub 240 for sure, he'll have more luck being a rotational 3-4 edge rusher. So if this is the board, we got Tyreek Smith, Ohio State. Good size, 6'4", 260. We'll grab Kando. We'll grab Kando here. We'll get a little project edge rusher. Last time we dipped on a project edge rusher out of Florida State. Worked out pretty well for Philadelphia. So we'll grab Kando there, and hopefully when 7th round comes around. All right, our board's still relatively what I was kind of hoping it would look like. Vasher and Rochelle would be the 2 picks. Given the fact that I think Philadelphia has the jump ball receiver in Travis Fulgham now. He's going to be our big possession guy, taking over for Alshon Jeffrey. JJ's still on the roster. I'll grab Rochelle. Small school scorer at Central Arkansas, but 6'1", would be shocked if he has anything slower than 4.45. Like, he can match up on the outside. You know what you're getting in the 7th round. He's not going to be a guy that you're going to expect to shut down guys right away, but it's at least someone with upside at our secondary. You're looking at Philadelphia right now. Who has upside that can play on the outside? Like, no one. It's all a bunch of slot corners right now. So I'll take the gamble there. But at that spot, there still are some terrific wide receivers on the board that I absolutely like. Marquez Stevenson out of Houston still here. He's a burner. Tamorion Terry's still there. Like, that was actually kind of smart. Even though we didn't get the guy I personally would want biasly in TJ Vasher, who went at 235 here to the 49ers. If we wanted to finish out this draft here with a wide receiver, I like that board. If these are all the guys that are still there, Spielman would be interesting. Tyler Vaughn's great value. Whop Phil Orr from Indiana, named after the Whopper. Trayvon Grimes jump ball. Brown from North Carolina is productive. Stevenson got speed. I would honestly, at this point though, I would go Tamorion Terry. 6'4", 203, big size. Needs to work on drops a little bit. Hands a little inconsistent, but I'd grab all over that. So there, ladies and gentlemen, if Philadelphia, with a top 10 pick, here's your mock draft. Jalen Waddle in the 1st round. Dylan Moses, linebacker in the 2nd round. Jalen Twyman, interior defensive lineman. Just like a younger, what Malik Jackson's supposed to do for this defense, right? Then we got Reed Blankenship at safety. Can play either safety spot. Good tackling. Not great tackling. Good coverage ability. Okay, solid athlete. Kind of like Kevon Wallace in a way. Kevon Wallace did a lot of things for Clemson. Was not an A-tier athlete. I think Blankenship's kind of similar. So it gives us another option there in the safety. We got Chase Lucas at Arizona State. Can play on the outside. Can play in the slot. But at least legit 6 feet tall. More than enough length, especially in comparison to the corners that we currently have on the roster. We got Master Teague at 186. This is probably out of all the picks that I made. I mean, there's a lot of discrepancy right now with Dylan Moses in the scouting community if he's going to take a little bit of a fall. So him there in the 2nd round, I think Master Teague, there's no way he would declare if they're like, hey, buddy, 186. You're going to go 4th, 5th round, somewhere in that. He'd be like, all right, I'm going to stay at Ohio State another year because I don't think they have a whole lot of running backs that are better than Master Teague. And right now he's kind of splitting snaps with Trey Sermon. So Teague would be awesome, though. It would fill out our running back room. It would finish it, add some much-needed power. We got Kane Doan at 218, 6'7" edge rusher with a lot of traits that we can long-term develop. We have Rochelle, small school corner out of Central Arkansas, more outside size and speed. That's exactly what we need. And then we finish up with a 6'4" wide receiver because hopefully Alshon Jeffrey's no longer on the roster. JJ's no longer on the roster. And we need someone that's big possession type guy on the outside to complement Travis Fulgham. So there you go, fellas. Let me know, especially Eagle fans. This one's for you. What you feel about this Philadelphia Eagles mock draft. Again, within the context, it's a mock draft machine. So if you think like, oh, there's no way this guy's going to be in the 3rd round. He was there. I'm not going to pick him if he was there. And who knows? He might actually be there. Let me know what you feel about this draft. And like I said, tomorrow, I'll think about starting to map out a little bit a full 1st round mock draft 2.0 using everyone's teams. So if you're not a fan of the Eagles, you don't really have an input or hot take on how my Eagles draft went, let me know about your favorite team, what player you want them to target, especially in the 1st round, so I can kind of take all that data and use it when I record my 1st round mock draft video. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy football, college football. It's awesome on this lovely Saturday, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, I think, with a new episode of the Eagles franchise. Thanks for watching. Peace out.